Gentleman's come from London today to remove this windscreen and reseal it and enable me to make a quick repair on the dash panel. And as you can see, he's protected everything around the area he's going to be working, and removed the dash panel. And while the dash panel's out, we're in the process of building the paint up on these staples around this area. I'm doing here as well, just as a matter of course. But while it's sitting here, I'm going to give it a deep clean, because it's going to be easier to get to some of these parts than when it's refitted. So I'm just going to start cleaning some of these minor marks off, and then it's going to be easier just to go over it again when the chap refits it. So I'm going to get on and clean this before he needs to put it back in. Right, see you later. Well, it's not very often I get to clean a dash panel right up to the windscreen aperture. So while it's out, I'm taking advantage of the situation and giving it a good clean. Right, I'm with Paul, the glass man, and we've got the screen, well, he's got the screen out, and he's pointed out that the rubber has got a cut mark in it there, and also it's splitting at the join up here, so he's going to put a new rubber in. We found a few, or he's found a few reasons why this was leaking water, and we're going to put it right. Now, while he's got the screen out, these leather trims down here, you can actually see them from inside the car, so I'm going to clean these. And also, Paul's pointed out that there's either been a phone mic or something in this pillar here, and while the screen's out, I'm going to touch this in right now. So that'll be done. Clean inside these areas before the screen's put in. And I better get on with it, because else he'll be waiting to put the screen in. Right, see you in a bit. Good morning, it's Thursday, and I've started work on the Porsche. It's a 964 turbo 3.6, quite a rare car. Now, you can see I've removed the seats, and I'll show you the reason they've come out. I've took all the carpets out, it's all got to be cleaned. I think I may be taking the centre console out as well, but the seats are going away to have some refurbishment. There's the piping's got a split in it. They need a good clean. I don't know whether the bolster's going to be done or reconalised, but the passenger seat, to me, doesn't look really anything wrong with it, but the owner wants to take the both of them, so they're all ready for him now. I'm just going to start stripping some of the items down that I want out the car. I'm going to remove the bonnet badge, just generally start taking the car apart, so that I can make sure I clean in everywhere, get to the rear shelf as well. And so things are just starting now. The you know from previous video that the windscreen has been out and you can't see the staple anymore, and it's all cleaned and looking lovely. The rest of the dash will have to be cleaned. But the door cards I'm going to remove because I want to remove the door handles, the mirrors. You don't have to take the card off to get the mirrors off, but you do the door handles, so they're coming off. And while it's off, I can tidy all the trim up. You can see there's some marks on the leather. Give the carpet a good clean, and all the carpeting inside the car needs a good clean. I'll probably remove this trim, this door trim, take that off. As you can see, we've got quite a bit of grime up that end. It's places like that that don't get treated, so I'll probably take the console out and have a look if I can get that part out. Over the other side you can see is quite grubby. So I'm going to be spending some time inside the car. So I won't be on the paintwork for quite a while. The engine bay detail and everything, so I'm going to strip off what I need off, and then engine bay, then the wheels off and suspension. I'm going to remove everything out of the bonnet area and to get it all nice and clean underneath, get everything out. But next job, going to go up here to the bonnet bolts that are up them little holes and get the badge out. There's quite a bit to strip. You know, it's all got to be as clean as I can get it. So the more off, the better. So there'll be more on this car as it goes along. I'll film every bit of it. I mean, it is beautiful, but we're going to make it more beautiful, we hope. No, I'm only joking, of course we will. So all these side skirts have got to come off as well, which I'm not looking forward to because the brakes are in, the clips that hold it on are renowned for breaking when you take them off, so I might have to order some new ones for that, but we'll worry about that when we get there. Right, so I'm just going to crack on taking things apart. I'll see you a little bit later. I've stripped all the front out. The owner's already had a go at this and made a pretty good job, so I won't have to spend a lot of time making this look tidy. As it's really, you'd say that's more than acceptable as it is, but there is a bit of marks and stuff I can get out. Not that anybody will ever see it, but they still have to be done. The interior, I'm going to have a look at what I've got to take out to get clean. There is a mark on the centre console. Fortunately we've got the paint that we can touch that in. Like I say, there's a few grubby bits that need dealing with, but overall, you know, it is immaculate. It's only done 15,000 miles from new, so you know it's not likely to be really bad. But there's an intercooler for you. Now this, firstly I'm going to clean out the fins, get the airline on it, clean them out, and then I'll repaint this in satin black so that looks tidy. There's not a lot you can actually get to at the top to detail, but you know, some of the grotty bits we'll get into. Especially this round here, the fan needs cleaning, but without stripping the thing down, there's not a lot you can see, but we'll certainly make it tidier, clean everything up, and then I'll have a look underneath the engine. These stickers are coming off, we've got new ones to go on, so I can polish all this up because it has got a lot of water staining and that in it, as has the lid, so that'll be polished as well and get all that looking clean before I send it in the air and start on the underside. But I think I should start on the interior, which will give it time to dry. So that's what I'll be concentrating on over the next day or so, getting it look fresh. Right, well, I'm going to work out where I'm going to start and dive in and get it done. I might take this centre console out if I can. I don't want to upset the electrics for the alarm, but I'll have a look what I can do. It may not have to come out, but it might be easier if I do, especially for cleaning the carpet as well. So I'm going to have a look at that now, see if I can get that out. We'll have a look. As you can see, I've got the centre console out, and you can see these marks here. This is where the seat rubs against it, and it's just taken away the texture of the leather. But these marks, now here, there's a scratch that runs down here, and a little bit of damage there, and you can see, I'll turn it over all along the edge, and of course the rub marks here from the seat, some marks, and it's just generally a bit grubby. So I've got my Koshchem leather cleaner. I've also got some Furniture Clinic Ultra Clean and trusted brush, and I'm going to give it a rub over and see what comes out, and whether I need to get the steamer out, which I probably will do if the marks don't come out the stitches. But I'm going to give it an initial clean just to see where I stand and what needs addressing, you know, overall. But we'll see what comes off with a clean first. I've covered the gear knob because that's all looks nice and fresh, so I've covered that so we don't get any cleaner stains or anything on it. Best to be safe than sorry. But like I say, I'm going to give this a good clean now, see what we're left with, and I'll show you what we need to deal with the faults. So there we have it. I'll see you in a bit. I'll have a go at cleaning it. Right, I've cleaned the centre console off, and obviously we've still got some damages, but a lot of the marks have come out. Now the marks that was on the other side, I think I showed you in the last video, I've now repaired them. Now this here is where the dirt was in the creases, and although you can see very slight difference in colour, I'm going to put the balm and the protector on yet, but that's come out really well. And this side we've got this little nick here, we've got this bit to do. The problem I've got here is the stitching. I didn't want to lose the white of the stitching, but I might have to, just because I'm going to be painting it in this trim paint. It's cashmere, and there is a little nick there just needs a bit of colouring, but the scratch, it almost looks like a join, but it isn't. It's an actual scratch, and I'm going to try and get that out, or disguise it at least. I mean, the beauty of this is that the seats cover up to about their back, so you know there's this is obviously, you can see this from the passenger door, and the same on the other side, so I've made sure that they're the clean bits. So I'm just going to have a go at touching these up very, very gently. I don't want to, if I can help it, get anything in the stitch, but because the mark comes down there by the stitching, it's going to be difficult to get it all out. And this, I'm just going to try and touch a line of colour in it. I don't want to flat it down and fill it, because you can't actually feel the scratch as it happens, and you know, if I start filling it, it'll have a lump. So I'm going to see what I can do with it, but like I say, this side now, back in the car, look beautiful. So I'm happy with this side, just got to do the other side. Right, I'm going to crack on for a bit and see if I can make any progress with it. I'll see you in a bit. Right, I thought I'd show you my technique of trying to cover the damage in this centre console. So basically, I buy these touch-up sticks. They're proper paint touch-up sticks. They just look like that. Now what I'm going to do, I've already put one coat on, and basically I'm just going to run down, touching in the scratch. And I'm just trying to keep it as localised to the scratch as I can. And I'm using tiny amounts, not trying to blob it in or anything like that. And just coating the scratch. And here, by the stitching, I'm trying to miss the stitching. And just touching, scratch there, and along here there's a nick just there. I'm just going to put a blob in there. Then I'm just going to give it a little bit of heat. What I would do, if the electrics was working, and then just before it goes off, I'm going to pat it down using my finger. Just to make sure it's covering the bits of damage. I forgot to put some in this bit, so let's put some in while we and I'm literally just using it out of the top. I've shook the paint and I'm literally just taking little bits out of the top of the cap and just touching it in, put the lid back on. wipe the stick off, and then again just start it going off so that it don't all come off when I pat it. This helps it to go in the grain. And then now, if you look, we're starting to get some in there, and I'm just going to keep building it up, coat after coat, until you can't see it anymore. It'll take a few coats, but that's how I'm going to do it. See you later. Morning, it's Saturday morning. I've just been in finishing off this centre console that looks a million times better. You can still see it if you really want to look for it, but in the car it's going to look fine. And I've just taken this out the car. This is the pedal mat, and as you can see, it's probably the dirtiest part of the interior, so I've removed it, which took some working out how to get it out in the first place, but you can see it looks a little bit on the grotty side. So I'm going to have a go at cleaning this up and see what I can do with these plastic bits. I think they're plastic and not leather, but I might be able to use the colour that I've got for the interiors, because I think it's acrylic anyway. I might be able to clean this up, but first I've got to get the carpet side of it clean. So I'm going to find my Dr. Beckerman's, which don't take much finding, because there it is, Dr. Beckerman. I do really rate this cleaner, and you can get it from most superstores. So I'm going to have a go. It's going to take a good bit of cleaning, but I've got the extractor ready. So I'm going to have a go at that. See how I can get that looking. Now I'll see it a little bit later. Right, there's the first one I did, and this is the next one. And I've also done the carpet that goes over the engine, or the under the bonnet. But especially pleased with how this one's come up. You can see it's just a pile moving, but it's virtually dry already. But that's come up lovely. Got the vinyl or the leather edging, got all that clean, and all the piping. And I've done the same with this. So it's coming along. And just going to go through this pile. I mean, they're not terribly dirty, but just looking a bit lackluster in a lot of ways, so I'm going to get them all done anyway. Right then, it's now Saturday afternoon. I'm going home, and I'll start again on Monday.